What up? Is your boy Tokyo George, aka Tokyo, one half of your motherfucking duo.
Other half, Surge.
And with a sin up.
Maniacs.
All right. We're here to talk about Super Mario Galaxy. You know what I'm
The
saying?
movie.
Yeah, the movie, the sequel to the first Mario movie, which I loved.
Yeah, that was one of the best game movies of all time.
Yeah, that's a premium for me. You know what I'm saying? So here we are here. You know, what was it 3 years later with the sequel and whatnot. And well, does it hold up to the first one?
Oh, we will get to that later.
We'll get to that later. But I'm gonna say this. Well, actually, you know what? I mean, there's no point because I mean they can kind of tell by our voice and everything like that. No, it's not as good as the first one. But does that mean that it's terrible? Well, we'll let you know at the end of the review. So this movie basically, you know, like the whole synopsis is Bowser Jr. Is trying to get his father, you know, free from Princess Peach's like prison that they put him in, right? And in doing so, he ends up kidnapping the sister of Princess Peach, her older sister.
That was a major spoilers, man.
Well, I mean, this first of all, this whole movie is gonna be spoilers. I mean, you should know us by now.
This whole review, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be some spoilers. So if you don't want to see no spoilers, get out.
You should have left 2 minutes ago.
4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of obvious though, because I mean, they were animated similar, and I think she is a character of the game, right? The sister, right?
Yeah, Rosalina. She's been rumored to be some kind of relation to Peach for years.
Yeah, so I'm like they look similar, so I figured that they were sisters anyway, so it wasn't really a spoiler for me. I'm like, okay, so yeah, so basically Bowser Jr. kidnaps her and everything like that, and you know it gets the attention of Princess Peach, and she has to go on her journey along with Toad to go rescue her sister, but in doing so, right, before she even does that, she has a party that she invites Mario and Luigi, right? And actually, I'm kind of talking things in reverse because they have the party first, then Peach gets the whatchamacallit, she gets
the ask for help from one of the stars.
Yeah, she gets help. She gets alerted by one of the stars that belongs to her big sister or whatever. And she goes on her, she goes on her, you know, on her quest to go save her sister, while Mario and them are tasked with basically like, you know, babysitting. At first, that's what it seems like. Like they're tasked with babysitting Peach's castle while Peach goes finds her sister. But of course, Bowser Jr. ends up fighting. And Bowser Jr. ends up finding Princess Peach's place, and he basically steals his father away from them, you know.
Yep.
And
Bowser's trying to be good, but his son better be bad or family, you know.
Yeah, so you know he Bowser Jr. reunites with his father, and then just, you know, ensuing hijinks. What's the word I'm trying to look for? Hijinks ensues as, you know, basically like, you know, there's like 3 different stories going on. There's like Princess Peach trying to get to her sister. There's Bowser Jr. trying to reconnect with his father. And then there's Mario and Luigi trying to, you know, basically rescue Princess Peach. Or at least trying to find Princess Peach. And if you couldn't tell, yes, this movie is all over the fucking place. This movie, like what I appreciate about the first one is that it had a very clear story. It was definitely more coherent in terms of like what it was trying to accomplish. This movie, it doesn't know what it wants to tell.
It's so uneven for all the characters.
Yeah, because at first,
what did Luigi do? Like, what does he say really that helps move the story along?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's at first, it's like, okay, it's a Peach trying to rescue her sister. Then you have Bowser trying to get his father, right? Which he does early on in the
Bowser
film.
Jr.
Yeah, Bowser Jr. tries to get his father. And then, okay, he accomplishes that, right? And then it's like, okay, now they're basically trying to get, he's basically trying to, because, he's trying to make his dad become bad again because when Bowser was captured and, he was all shrunken and everything like that, he started to have like a change of heart. And his behavior was starting to change or whatever. And so the whole movie is Bowser Jr. trying to basically get his father to be evil again, which he does, But then it's like Mario, Luigi, and then they find Roshi, who everybody, sorry, not Roshi, Yoshi, right? Who everybody has been wanting to see in the movie, and they finally, they finally put him in the movie or whatever like that. And his story kind of ends quickly, where it's just like, okay, like
he's here and he had a whole New York adventure, and now he's back in the Mushroom Kingdom world.
Yeah, like he tried to integrate himself in the real world, and it didn't really last that long. And then he ends up running into Mario and them, and then they go on this adventure again. They all go to Peach's party and whatnot, and like we said before earlier, that gets interrupted because Bowser Jr. is up to no good or whatever. But I'm like, okay, so what story are we trying to tell? Because if you ask me, Mario seems like a side character in his own movie.
I feel like it should have been like more a Mario and Peach story than I forgot about Rosalina halfway through the movie myself.
Yeah, Rosalina, like the plot point of the movie, like we don't really see her until like towards the end. Like
we saw her in the beginning and the end.
Yeah, she has like a big action sequence against Bowser Jr. and then gets captured, and then after that it's just like we don't really hear from her. Well, I won't say towards the end because of course they reveal the backstory of like her and Princess Peach, whatever. But in terms of like her actual character, like in relation to like the current plot or whatever, yeah, we don't really see her towards the end. So this movie suffers from a lot of jumbled stories because they don't know what it wants to tell.
Yeah, very true. It had. I feel like I could have cut off. It's like an hour and a half long, but you could have cut off 3 scenes right off the top of my head that could have made better pace.
Yeah, well, I just felt like if it's a Super Mario movie, like Mario should still be one of the main characters, and he barely like they didn't really give him anything to do because think about it, it's like
half the time he's catching with Peach, saying, "Oh, let me go pick her. She went all the way across the galaxy. Let me catch up to her."
Well, first of all, it's like, Peach didn't really need them in the first place because
she did for backup, but he just brought them in the first place.
Yeah, but it's like, but Peach seemed like she had it handled on her own. Like Toad was just there for emotional support, really. Like she seemed like she handled it on her own. So I was just like, well, what's Mario really gonna save? You know what I'm saying? And you can't say like, oh, like, well, he's trying to save Bowser from Bowser Jr. because they actually end up leaving each other. Like it was mutually agreed because when they're on the quest to go basically like meet up with Peach or whatever, Bowser I think they go to the Bee Kingdom, right? And Bowser offers to stay while Mario and them go find them. So I'm like, and then of course Bowser gets captured by Bowser Jr.
Well, rescue.
Yeah, so I'm just like, so what's Mario's like goal? Like what's his thing? I mean, Luigi's just a tag along at this point.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's no real story arc for them to be in it. And Mario, again, the movie's called Super Mario Galaxy, and he's hardly ever he's hardly ever a factor in the movie. It really should have been Peach and Bowser's story, because that's who I feel like does the heavy lifting with the storylines. So this movie suffers from that, Now, of course, visually, of course, this movie is amazing, just like the first one, and of course, they have a lot more to explore with, because they go to more worlds to explore and whatnot, and they do bring in other characters from other games, like what was that Fox character's name?
Captain Fox.
Oh, okay, yeah, Captain Fox, and I think he's from Smash Bros, right?
Oh, he's got his own game too,
Oh,
and he
he has
might
his
be getting
own.
his own TV series as well.
Yeah, so they do some intra universe things where they like combine, and that was cool to see and everything. But it's just you could tell you could definitely feel like, all right, this movie wasn't going to be as good as the first one, you know. But
Yeah,
it's
to
not.
be honest, it was definitely. It was
It's not.
fun, action paced, visually appealing, and if you were like a real like Mario fan, you got all the little references, like the references of Odyssey, Sunshine, Galaxy, Smash Brothers, all, and again the Mario series overall. There were a lot of references, cool, but they don't make a good stories. It's not just look at that, that's cool,
Yeah, I
and now you
agree.
move
Like
on.
I agree with you. Like, there's a lot of fan service, but like I remember the first one, they had fan service, but it actually like meant something to the story. This one is just fan service just for fans. Oh, look at, like Sir said, look at that, like and it's cool. It's a cool visual gag, but it's not like it really means anything to the story, And I just felt like the biggest mistake is to have Mario be a bit player in the movie, in his own movie. It literally titled Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, it should have been labeled Peach and Mario Save the Galaxy.
Yeah, like if they could have streamlined it, where it's just like, okay, Mario and Peach, like if anything, you could actually no, you having Luigi would have made sense, because it's just like in the first one, Mario was looking for his brother, right? So in this one, it's like, okay, Peach is looking for his sister. Mario can relate, because it's just like, hey, yo, you know, I know what it's like to look for a sibling, and Luigi and them could have came or whatever. Because think about it, it's just like there was nothing for them to do at the castle. That was just really just some filler.
I mean, they were taking care of the toads and such, but
Yeah, but that's filler though. That's not really anything to do with the plot necessarily. You're like, I'm like, this is supposed to be Mario. We're supposed to see him going on an adventure, and usually when he goes on an adventure, it's like he has a purpose for going on an adventure. This one, it was like the shit came to him, right? And it was like now is like now he's on an adventure, but the him going on an adventure still doesn't really make much sense, because it's like Peach doesn't need you.
I mean, she got needed backup, but you could have just brought him with you to help avoid all that.
Yeah, no, they could have had it where like Mario would have just went with her and be like, no, Peach, I'm coming with you. I'm a help you find your sister. But it's like, no, it's just kind of like, okay, like he just kind of stumbled into an adventure. Like it wasn't like the first one where it's like, okay, there's a clear directive of what he's trying to do. This one is just like he stumbled into it, and like they're going to find someone who doesn't really need help, really, because we see Peach and she's kind of handling shit on her own. Like, we don't really, that's the thing, we don't really see her struggle on this adventure. So it was like, what was a real reason for them to really have backup? There was no real backup. You know what I'm saying? It was, to me, it was just, again, like an excuse to just basically have Mario be on an adventure and to introduce other characters from different video games, like the Fox guy.
Yeah, Captain Fox. Yeah.
Yeah, Captain Fox.
You could have cut Captain Fox scenes in half. You could have cut off the dinosaur chase. And what was one more I thought you could just cut off? It was just like so much, and I'm like, it didn't really help the story. It just kind of like paused it, I guess. It delayed the story.
And I
more,
felt
man,
like they
or-
could have like, and I understand like Yoshi, he's a popular sidekick character to Mario, but it's like, but if y'all advertised him so much, y'all could have gave him an actual story.
Yeah,
Because they
so
were
he's here. Okay, we won't move on now. We have a dinosaur.
Yeah, like it was like that was like it was like there was like he like his introduction was like it was brief, whatever, and then it's just like, okay, now he's just another side character, like and I'm not even talking about major side character, because I'm not gonna lie, like there are times where I forgot that Yoshi was like even like in their group at times. I'll be like, oh shit, yeah, Yoshi, I forgot. Cause he's really a non-character. Like, yeah, he has funny scenes or whatever like that, but like him and Luigi are really like non-characters in the movie, like for real, for real.
Exactly.
You know, they're really like, because if Mario doesn't really have a purpose, bless you. If Mario doesn't really have a purpose to be on the adventure, then Luigi and Yoshi have really no purpose to be on that adventure.
I
You
agree.
know, other than just to be kind of just comedic reliefs or just added comedic relief or whatever like that. And it's just like, bro, I kind of, if they weren't making some type of jokes, whatever, they weren't really relevant to the plot to me, and I kind of forgot like they were kind of there. You know,
Again, visually,
definitely,
movie is very cool.
Say it again.
Saying visually, this movie is very cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I was gonna say definitely Luigi. I for sure forgot Luigi was in the film at times. I was like, oh yeah, Luigi. You know, like that whole like Mario's whole storyline it was just boring to me. It was boring. You know, but yeah, this movie visually is great, but story wise, it just did not hold up. You know,
Especially compared to the first one, man. Like,
yeah, compared. Yeah, well, I mean, I just feel like in general it's just a very disjointed film. But yeah, definitely the first one is a lot more superior, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, hopefully the third one could fix the mistakes of this one. I know it's gonna make
you know what this movie is? It's the millions version of Super Mario.
It's the what?
Because Illumination made this movie too. So,
Oh, honestly, I've never really watched the Despicable Me movie, so
it's the same kind of energy, honestly.
yeah, I mean, yeah. So it's just like
Oh, see, where's
clearly,
no Donkey Kong? Where's Seth Rogen in this?
he literally had like a 3-second cameo, and that was it.
Yeah, and that sucks. He was such a big part of the first movie.
Yeah,
It's so fun.
it's like things. It's like characters that are major parts of the first one don't barely get any screen time, or they're just a non-factor to the plot.
Yeah. Oh, and also, another game that inspired this movie was the building Mario game. Mario Brothers Builders.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, look, they definitely like like I said, visually they do a great job of recreating the references to the games. That's never been a lack. They never lacked in that department. But what they do lack is a cohesive story.
I agree. And hence why I'm gonna give this movie my lowest rating yet for any movie reviewed.
Because he never told me what his rating is, and I'm very curious to see what he said.
It is rated snooze fest for me. Our second lowest possible.
A snooze. I was never bored with that, so I don't feel as strongly. I give it it's funny because I did enjoy the visual gags.
I saw it twice, man. And the second time it's just so much more boring too.
At first, I gave it like a high basic because I did enjoy, like I was never bored watching it. Like I did enjoy it, but the more I thought about it, I was like, you can't have a Mario movie and Mario is just like a side character, like that you can't have that. So it went from a high basic to just a basic for me. Because that's a cardinal sin right there. Like when the main character or the poster guy is not even a factor in your movie like that, or he's almost a non-factor, then it's like, yeah, man, you really messed up. But I did enjoy it. I did think the jokes were they still were funny. Jack Black as Bowser, he's still very funny. I like Keegan Michael Key from Key and Peele as Toad. He was really good. He was still funny in his scenes. Who plays Yoshi again?
Michael Douglas. No, not Michael. What's his name? Shit. He made the song called "This Is America." He was a Community.
Oh, Donald Glover. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I did like Yoshi. Like he was funny, but he just wasn't really a character, so I didn't really care for him. Like
exactly.
He was adorable.
So much better, but they had pieces, but the piece they made, it just didn't. It didn't make a good movie, unfortunately.
Yeah, like he was adorable. He was funny, but it's just like he was not really a character to me, especially when again we had we had the two main stories that didn't even feature the title of the title of the movie. You know, like it was really Peach's story. Excuse me, and Bowser Jr., who's played by Benny Safdie, the guy who directed Smashing Machine. But yeah, it was really their story or whatever like that. So, and when it came to like Mario's story, I wasn't really invested in their storyline because it really wasn't a story.
Yeah, and
like,
the whole the whole
yeah, like
Mario's
if they
crush on Peach and Peach's crush on Mario. It's
that
kind
never went anywhere. Either.
Exactly. It just okay. They reconnected. They bonded the last movie, and now what? Come on.
Yeah,
get off the horse. Like, I don't know. It's just
it's just storyline. Like Mario's storylines, like they were unfinished. You know, so
yeah, exactly. Or just half-assed at best.
Yeah, so if they didn't do like a cute or funny visual gag, I didn't really care for the story. I was more interested in Bowser's and Peach's story, especially Peach's story because of her thing with her sister and whatnot. But I also feel like for Bowser's story, it was like, what, like, I take it back because it said I was more interested. To be honest, when I really think about it, I don't even think I was really interested in Bowser because it's like once he got his dad, it's like, and he got his dad early in the film. I'm like
Bowser Jr.
Yeah, once Bowser Jr. got his dad early in the film, it's like okay, like, and it would have been cool. And at first, I'll say at first it did seem interesting, where it's just like okay, well Bowser's turning a new leaf, so we might see him trying to struggle, but that doesn't even last that long either. Like Bowser doesn't even last. He doesn't even struggle with trying to be good and bad that long. He ends up just being evil. So I'm just like, all right, this is just okay. This is like now this story has just become like just generic. Okay, they're just gonna do some evil shit. So yeah, so this movie, just story wise,
it's just a big disappointment.
Big disappointment,
and especially compared to the first one. The first one was it was just more put together, more fun, and you just had a good time,
Yeah, I think the second one became like a victim of its own success.
It played a lot safer. It's all detriment,
Yeah, like also a victim of. Well, I just think the franchise itself became a victim of its own success. Like the first one was such a hit, so I guess they really they thought that the style of the movie should be like number one over the story, and they don't understand that. Yeah, while the movie looks stylish and everything like that, it's the story that really enhanced that style. And this one goes to show you that you can have a lot of money, but if you don't have a story,
it's just boring, dude.
Yeah. And look, this movie will make its money and everything like that.
Oh, it's been like $600 already. So. Let me check it out right now how much it made exactly.
But I don't know if it's a movie. I don't think it's a movie I'd watch again, honestly.
I did.
I could.
Yeah, it's so far made almost $900 million on a $110 million budget.
Yeah, so yes, it's gonna make its money, but it's like we're definitely are getting a sequel. But it's just like I don't know if I was a movie that. Well, not that I wouldn't watch again, but I wouldn't rush out to go watch again. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll catch it if I catch it on like on Netflix.
And right now there are plans to make another movie for 2029. Hopefully this is better.
Yeah, I mean if I'll catch it on Netflix, I might enjoy it better on Netflix on streaming than I did in the theaters and stuff. But as it stands, my theater experience was just it was alright.
And it was a really short movie at an hour and a half.
Yeah, I think the movie suffered. The first movie had great pacing. This one just moved along a little too quickly for me. Definitely could have fleshed out a few things.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, man.
All right, before we head out, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Really helps out our channel. We'll see y'all next time.
Yeah, man. Let us know if you liked it, disliked it, or in the middle.
And what could have been better?
Yeah. All right, man.
Peace.
We're out.